a question here which is quite open, but FPL Blonde asked if we could, how would we cover the Champions League rotation, especially in terms of Liverpool? So I guess it's kind of going back to the last question, but it's a big question and a lot of people are asking about it. I'm not sure there is an answer, but I will pass it out and see what the guys have to say. So Jay, Champions League rotation, any thoughts?
I personally think people worry a little bit too much about it, especially early parts of the season. There is going to be times when players are rotated, but you can get that when the Champions League isn't even on. We've seen with Man City, Pep will rotate no matter what, pretty much. So there's nothing I can do about the Champions League fixtures and rotation until I start to see a pattern. So I can sit here and stress out and think maybe I can figure it out and then be completely wrong, or I can play the game for the game weeks I see ahead, and then when something happens, I can react to it. Because I could drop someone like Salah thinking our rotation, they brought in Shaqiri, Sturridge is back, they have options to play instead. But with Liverpool's start, if they continue, could potentially win the league. And to beat a side like City after the run they had last season, dropping points anywhere could cost you the title. And so I get that the Champions League is just as big a thing to win, potentially even bigger with monetary value and so on. But both sides are going to want to win both competitions. So until I see a pattern, if there's a clear pattern and it's like, okay, Salah gets dropped 1 week between Champions League fixtures and then Shaqiri comes in for Mane the week after, then maybe I can do something with that. But until I see some actual information, I'm just going to worry myself about something I can't control.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't agree more. Like, that's what I was trying to say earlier, really. It's almost trying to be a little bit too clever. And, you know, if you take out Salah or Mane thinking, oh, they're going to get rotated, or even Robertson, and then the team sheet comes out and they haven't, it's almost like, oh no, I've tried to be a bit too clever here, and it could sting me. I think it's better to get stung in the other way and own them and have them get rotated. They could still come off the bench anyway, and at least then after that time you've been stung, you can think, right, I'm sensing a pattern here, they're going to probably be rested in this game. You can work from there. So I think we need to wait until, you know, we see how the rotation works for these teams. But I will just quickly point out, though, with Liverpool's game against Southampton on the 22nd, the game against Chelsea on the 25th is the League Cup. So that'll surely be the two B teams against each other. So that gives us a bit more incentive there for, you know, Liverpool to play a strong side against Southampton, perhaps.
Good point.
Going back to that point quickly, I'd say one way to sort of cover yourself with rotation is to ensure you've got a full squad. And this is where I sort of, one of the things I make sure I have at the start of the season, it's not too bad, but make sure you've got 15 players out of your 15 that are gonna were playing beforehand. Because if there's some rotation, you've got some off the bench to come. And if it's 2 points, it's 2 points more than you did have. So that's one thing to definitely go for.